Welcome back to Casual Conversations. We had to get the important thing out of the way first,
Yeah.
which was drink our high noon.
Yeah, it's Friday.
It's absolutely. I'm Ryan Bean. This is my great and talented co-host, Elena Sweetser.
What up?
And we are back better than ever, talking all things life and enjoying a Texas fall day.
It's so beautiful out.
It's gorgeous.
Because we had a crack open at high noon.
We had a crack open at high noon. And
plus, last time we drank on an episode, we talked about Ryan getting into OnlyFans. So
is that where it went? Is that where we let it? Hey guys, I trust me, I won't go there. I'll get divorced too quick. But yeah.
Remember you're talking about how you're gonna pay for college. And I was like, dude, just
still trying to figure it out. Yeah, still trying to figure it out.
Nice feet.
Like maybe or to be like a hand model or something like that. I mean, these people pay for weird crap now.
They're
weird stuff. So yeah, who knows? But I'm sure if I get as many subscribers on this, I'll make a nice $6-7 a month.
I mean, you won't know we're making good money, but you will know. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Show me you're making good money. I'm making good money. I have an extra cup of Starbucks every month. Yeah. So anyway,
okay.
How's everything going with you? What are we getting into today?
Okay, so some recent events happened, and I feel like so many people go through this, and I've seen so many things fall out, so many people's true colors come out, and so I wanted to have a conversation about drama.
Okay.
Because I feel like people get so sucked into it so easily, even at our ages.
Sure.
And they let it take over.
Sure.
And it's for nothing, right? So what I'm talking about is, I don't know if Allison told you, while we were in Italy, some shit went down at the gym, jiu-jitsu gym where Kian goes.
Okay.
They changed ownerships. They fired the 2 coaches. Nobody knew anything that was going on. Apparently, there was so much drama behind the scenes. And it's just been nasty. It's been between the old owners, the new owners, social media, WhatsApp messages. It's just nasty. And so Cole and I have decided to not engage in it at all. Mm-hmm. And they've tried to do get-togethers with the parents and stuff. And we're just we're not going to involve our 5-year-old in it. But
good for you, by the way.
But looking on stuff from the outside, which sucks because we love their coaches. And we told them we wish you guys well. We really do. And we're sorry this is happening. But we're going to be stepping out. Okay? And so... looking from the outside, I just see things spiral on a WhatsApp message. Now, this is one side, right? The way that people just gravitate towards it and they just start spewing in hatred. I feel like we see so much of that, online or just with the groups and people. And it just hurts my heart, because I'm I hate that people get so involved in something so stupid.
Well, right now, being divisive is what's kind of the fad right now.
Yeah.
And I think, it takes a very disciplined person and it takes a very self-aware person to not engage in all that stuff. Because I think naturally, most people live fairly boring lives. They live the same kind of routine life, and the drama brings that spark of excitement to their life. I think you and Nicole making the decision not to engage and kind of, hey, wish you nothing but the best. We wish you well, but I don't have the energy or time to waste. I don't have the life to waste on that. I've got too many things. I'm too busy over here building a life for myself and worrying about my family and worrying about
distracted.
Yeah, to get distracted. So I think you're absolutely correct in the mentality, and that's the way most people should think. Unfortunately, the opposite is most people get sucked into it because, like I said, it's the level of excitement. But you're seeing it all over the world today. You're seeing it.
I know that's what made me think about because I was reflecting on it.
You're seeing it in politics. You're seeing it in all this crazy stuff. And me and Elena, we talk offline, and we have our own agreements and disagreements politically on stuff. And
I'm pretty sure we're the same page.
We are. Yeah. But just
you switched on me?
No. I've got it. No. But 98%, right? Then we're not going to agree on every topic, is what I'm saying. So we know, and we haven't gotten the weeds because at the end of the day, we feel like it's just counterproductive.
It's mostly drama.
And that's what it leads to. And we're in a world where we've made it so normal to be nasty to people. And there are so many things that people will say on a WhatsApp or a text message that they would never ever say in person or say to a person's face.
Well, I think the thing that happened here was clearly there was wrong done. So what happened was the owners sold the gym, and then nobody knew what was happening. Those coaches showed up and they're like, sold the gym, you have an hour to get your stuff and leave. You're fired. And so it
absolutely could have been handled a different way. For
at
sure.
100%.
Yeah.
And one we don't know all the full story of everything that went on, And I'm glad that I didn't. Maybe I was just oblivious to it, because when I went there, I was there to take my kid to jiu-jitsu and hang out with some of the parents, right?
Yeah.
So there was wrongdoing there. But I have been wronged in business, and it's cost me money. And I've been wronged in business multiple times. And I will tell you, the first few times I did go down that spiral of hatred and revenge and all that stuff, and it leads you nowhere. You get nothing out of that.
Well, it's more for that person to deal with than you, right?
Yeah.
And it's
you
easy to say you do.
You become when you become hateful.
You absolutely do, and it goes to show you the power of it. It goes to show you the power of money, the power of security. When you feel like, okay, I just got fired and I was blindsided by this. It's human nature to be upset, and it's human nature to be mad. It's human nature to want to lash out, and it's human nature to be kind of wrapped up in that for a span of time. But there's got to be a point where you realize that you cannot have controlled that situation. We talk about it all the time, worrying about what you can control. And at the end of the day, if the owner really did that, which obviously he did, he has to live with that, or she has to live with that. They did wrong by people. They did not let these people adjust. They did it for selfish reasons. If they sold the company, they obviously knew they were in the process of doing that for a while. It's not like it just happens overnight. So it's something that's typically a process. And you knew that you were going to screw your employees over by you doing this, taking this path. Where if you would have told these other coaches, hey, I'm selling the company, they now leave. You now lose that revenue. So they selfishly said, I'm not going to do that. Now,
what makes me sad about it all and sick about it all is who's actually affected by this.
It's the families of those parents. Correct. Yeah.
Because now a place that my son has done 3-4 times a week, that is our system. I pick him up at 3:50. He goes to jiu-jitsu from 4 to 5. Every Friday was Fun Friday. He did games, and then he'd do the 5 o'clock class. It was our life.
Well, yeah, like you said.
And now it's just poof, right?
Yeah.
And so now we're trying out different gyms, and I'm supporting them. I wish them well. They're trying to figure out their own gyms and stuff. But I told Cole, I said, we have to keep our son consistent. It is our job to not engage with him in all this stuff. And unfortunately, it's like both sides, the communities have become so nasty. And I was texting one of the moms.
That goes to show you, do you really want to be around that anyway? Do you want your son around that anyway? Do you want your son around that energy anywhere? Because these people are showing their true colors. And whatever side of the party you're on, whatever agreement or disagreement you're on, because there's obviously a side, right? People are picking sides in this situation. At the end of the day, you got to do what's best for you and your family. And you can
still support people from afar, right?
Yeah, absolutely. The way you guys said it's like, look, guys, we love you guys. You've been great coaches. Kian has learned a great deal from you, and we're so sorry that you guys are dealing with this personally. But at the end of the day, this is just one of those wrenches that life is throwing at you. Like you just said, you've been in business with multiple people. How many wrenches have been thrown at you at your life? How many wrenches I got wrenches thrown at me on a weekly basis. Maybe some are bigger than others, obviously, but there's always something that gets thrown in the mix. Right now, you're dealing with a car issue, right? Yeah. There's always something that is going to be an aggravation. Yeah. It's going to be a speed bump. It's going to set you back. Yeah. And you just have to push through it. You just have to take it in stride, control what you can control. And sometimes, like I said, sometimes it sucks more than others. And sometimes the hit is bigger than others.
But also, God has a plan for you. So when I went through those...
He gives you what you can handle.
Exactly. If I didn't go through... Okay, let's say. So the business partnership that I thought was going to be something that I was going to take over for the rest of my career back in 2023 did not pan out well. And I got put in debt for that reason. And I was all year of 2024 filled with hatred. I will admit that. I was filled with hatred and revenge. And then I found myself in my peace, right? And I said, I am going to build something for me now. God has put me on a different path, and I started to accept this life, okay? If I didn't go through that, I wouldn't be a top 1%er today.
No doubt about it.
Okay?
No doubt about it.
So that's one of those, you have to accept what has come your way and have that faith that God has a plan for you. He was shutting a door that needed to be shut. He will always force a door shut if you don't shut it yourself.
Well, what did you learn from those situations, right? What did you learn? Out of curiosity, okay, it backfired on you. So I think it's a great learning moment for our listeners. So it backfired on you. You had this image, you had this plan, you had this strategy with this individual that you're going into business with. This was going to be your next long-term thing. It blew up. It went the wrong direction. It did a 180. What did you learn from it?
Well, I'm going to go a step before that, because before that, I had multiple team members that did not pan out well and cost me money. And what I learned from there was I was not being a good leader. I was trying to be a people pleaser. You can't be a people pleaser and be a leader at the same time.
Yep.
Okay. So I learned that about myself, that I personally still had growing to do if I ever wanted to lead a team. Okay. Then I found myself in a position where I wasn't going to lead a team. I was going to partner with a team. And what I learned from there is, don't go into business with somebody that doesn't have the same vision in life as you. Doesn't mean it's a wrong vision in life.
Yep. It means it's different.
It's just a different vision in life.
Yep.
Doesn't mean the business that he ran was bad. We just looked at life and looked at business differently.
And you guys were in different time. Yeah. You were different
He's
chapters.
30 years older than me.
Yeah, you're in different chapters of your life too. Sure.
And so I was bitter about it, because I was like, I just co-branded. I just combined. I lost my Facebook pages. I lost everything. But it was a blessing in disguise, because who I decided to be in 2025, I've never been that person before. And I was in a position to rebrand my whole life, business included.
I love the fact you said rebrand your life. I think Amber needs to use that as the subject line for this episode, because I think it sums it up perfectly, and I think you're spot on. I love that. Honestly, I really do love that. So you're asking God at this time frame, like you said, God has this plan. Why are you putting me through this? Why am I having to rebrand? Why do you make me take this setback on losing money? Why did I lose? Why do I have to restart over? Blah, 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 all these type of things. Well, Elena, you said you wanted to be a good leader. You've been asking me to be a good leader. The only way you're going to become a good leader is you have to know and not be a people pleaser, is you're going to have to go build yourself again, lead yourself out of this path, lead your family out of this path, lead yourself on this path of peace that you want to be on. Now you can teach. So that's the lesson, right? That is, and guys, when you embrace this stuff, and I know sometimes it comes across corny or it comes across cliche. It's proof. And people said the same thing to me a decade ago, and I said, "You're crazy. You don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, it's a rah-rah. Yeah, it's in a book. Yeah, it does this." No, these people are leaders for a reason. These people have built massive businesses for a reason. When you start looking at the elite people, or even the people that call it a top 10%, okay? Everyone talks about the top 1% of income earners out there. You're talking about a very, very small sliver. Now, does that mean you can't get there? Absolutely not. You 100% can. But even if you aimed for the top 10% or top 5%, if you're a top 10% income earner in today's day and age, you are going to have a phenomenal life. You are not there's gonna be so many inconveniences that you are never bothered with. You are never going to have to worry about food on the table. You're never going to worry about your kids turning on the light switch. You're never going to worry about when you go turn on the faucet, is the water going to turn on? You're never going to worry about, are you going to be able to experience things and have trips and give your kids a birthday? You're never going to have to worry about those things if you're a top 10%, right? And top 10% is still a phenomenal life. Now, does that mean that's where you settle? No. Some people are very happy with that. Some people are very content. Hey, I put a 40-year career in. I'm, a top 10% income earner. I got money in my savings. I got ready for retirement. I lived it perfect. Other people want more. And it's not always just money. It's just experiences or whatnot. But you saw what that negativity did to you. You saw what that hatred did to you. And you had the worst 2024. 2024 was the year you wanted to quit. 2024 was the year you considered, do I change my career path? And the reason why is because it was making you someone you're not. It was making me someone I wasn't. You and I were in the same boat last year. Now, again, some of that, I haven't seen the turnaround professionally or, personally, absolutely. Professionally, as Elena did. Does that mean I have animosity? No. Is there envy? Not at all. Couldn't be happier for her. I know that I'm doing the right things. I'm gonna eventually still
in God's factory.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And he's still teaching me something. There's still things I have to learn. And I think it's a good thing to talk about, because now we're going into 2026, right? 2026 is around the corner, and I'm doing what I always do, which is self-reflecting on, okay, where do I got to be better? And so many people, Elena, they just don't ever look at, okay, what can I be doing differently? Where did I fail? What more could I have done? It's always somebody else's fault. It's always somebody else's issue. And I'm not that person. I have always point the finger at myself first before I will ever point the finger at somebody else. Okay, yeah, I'm pissed about this. Okay, what could I have done differently?
Yeah.
Okay, Allison and I got in an argument. Okay, what could I have done differently? Could I have been a better husband? Okay, my kids and I aren't vibing right now. What could I have done differently? And does that mean that I'm excusing them of not trying to be better? No, they're kids. They're still trying to learn. Am I excusing my wife because she's not trying to get better? No, I think she should lean into that. I'm trying to be better as a person. I'm trying to look at what I could have done in any of those scenarios, work, professional, kids, and lean into that. And you did that. You looked at yourself and you said, Elena Sweetser is going to be a different version of myself in 2025. And look at the success you have. If that's not proof that the formula works, I don't know what is.
Well, it's like I kind of told that mom, I said, strong communities are not built on negativity. They will never last. And I said, so if you look at it like that, if you want to build something strong and powerful, usually it's something pure, right? And so, like I said, I look on the outside of these and it breaks my heart because I know these people have capabilities of building something great. And this is not just this exact situation. This is for people in general. And I think they waste so much of their life in revenge.
And drama. And like you said, it's part of, and that's how this episode started, right?
Like I told
you talk about drama
2 days ago. Once again, we haven't told him exactly what's going on at all. But we were talking about something else, and we're talking about being good. And he goes, "Oh, but mommy, it's just so easy to be bad." I said, "I know, buddy. It's hard. Good things come hard, right?" And I said, "But it's not just about being easy or hard. It's about doing the right thing. It's the right thing to be a good person."
It is.
Right? And so in this moment with these people, it's easy to be filled with anger and filled with hatred and filled with revenge, because there's times there's been postings on social media, right? And there's all this drama going on in posts, right? That is easy to go on there and smear stuff.
Yeah.
You know what's hard? Is taking all that energy and refocusing on how you can explode in a different avenue.
And it's also realizing that, okay, is there validity to this? And just because you're saying doesn't mean it's truthful. And just because you slander these people, I'm going to do my own research to make sure what you're saying is actually accurate. We're so quick to throw people under the bus. We are so quick to your comment about smearing people, and because you're mad or you're upset and you want the world to know it and you want people to hate these. And it's like I said, this line of division. And does that mean you can't be upset? No, but you're adding all this fuel to the fire, and to make yourself feel better about this situation. At the end of the day, and most of these people that are probably making these comments aren't even the ones directly involved. They're the outsiders. They aren't even directly involved with the day-to-day stuff, but they want to. And I talked to my daughter about this. Dylan does a pretty good job of staying away from it. I think part of it's just boys naturally.
Yeah, you guys don't care.
But Addison gets stuck to this, and I tell her all the time, sweetie, just be the person that says I'm a good friend, and if someone is talking bad about your friend, you stand up for them, and you say, look, I don't believe that in that person. This person has been nothing but kind to me. Don't say these things about my friend around me. If you want to think those things, think those things, but I'm not going to support that. I'm not going to be okay with it, and I'm not going to engage in it.
Yeah.
And it's easier said than done for people like us that are more seasoned, right? And learned, and we've learned the painful lessons. But you're teaching Kean the right thing, and he's absolutely right. The easy thing to do is be bad. That's the path of least resistance. But nothing good comes from easy.
Yeah.
It just doesn't. Everything good in life.
Yeah.
Everything you achieve, every great moment, every great feeling, every great, experience comes from doing something hard first. And that's why you enjoy it so much more. You have to embrace the hard.
I think we've just become a society that we just have a lot of envy in our lives, and a lot of,
comparison.
Once again, the comparison, hatred, negativity. And so Kean went through this phase, and he learned from a kid at school where they was like, that's not fair. That's not fair. And for everything. And finally I told him, I said, Kean, you know what you say to people? When something does not feel fair, you just say, good for you. Good for you. Yeah. And so we'd be playing games, and I'd get a spot where I'm beating him. He goes, that's not fair. And he'd go, good for you, mommy. And I said, good, you got to change the way you think.
Yep.
So it's got to be the same for adults. Someone's doing better than you, good for you, because what you give out, you get back in, right? And then same for when someone does you wrong, I now look at it as thank you. Thank you for closing a chapter sooner than I probably would have and letting me move on.
It's all going to bubble to the surface, right? The cream rises to the top.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, you know, it may not happen at the timetable you want. You may know that these people are fake for years before it light gets shed on it, but it always does.
It always comes out.
It always does. It's a perfect record. It's going to happen. Someone's going to slip up. Someone's going to do the wrong thing. Someone's going to lie to the wrong person. Someone's going to talk smack about the wrong person. And that's why when you just focus on you, what you can control, how hard you work, what kind of person that you are, you know, what kind of friend you are, those type of things. When you become the person that focuses on that,
well, there's too much good in life to focus on the crap.
Girl,
stuff.
It can be taken tomorrow.
Yeah.
I can be hit by a bus tomorrow. You can get hit by a bus tomorrow. What do you want people to remember you for? Do you want people to remember you as someone that got sucked into all that nonsense?
My last social media post of something drama?
Yeah, no. And you know, there's just and we've got so much great advice to give. And you know, I look at the people that were ahead of us and gave me the same advice that we're preaching right now.
Yeah.
And of course, you know, it took us years to learn it because again, we want to learn it. You have to figure it out on your own. Some of these things you have to figure out on your own. Some of these things are part of maturing. They're getting older, those type of things. So, you know, at the end of the day, guys, you know, Elena and I, we don't get sucked into it. We're at a point in our life where we hope you guys get to.
I will publicly say, if you try to involve me in drama, I will wish you well, but I will not support it.
No. I've got no. I got
don't have time.
We don't have time or energy.
I think
and neither should you.
And that's what I'm saying. I think you need to change your mindset to, first of all, who are you hanging around with? Are they talking more about goals and life and family and love? Or are they talking more about people?
Yeah.
That's your first red flag.
Yeah.
Right. And it's what you watch. I mean, that's why I probably am so addicted to supernatural shows because not a lot of drama in there. I did get hooked on Grey's Anatomy for a little bit, but it's what you watch, what you read, what you watch on social media, your reels.
See, a big part of what Alice thinks she gets on me because I don't watch a lot of TV.
Yeah.
I mean, everyone wants me to get in all these episodes and all these different shows and series and Landman and Breaking, all these things. And I was like, I can't believe you've never seen Breaking Bad, or I can't believe you haven't seen Landman, or how do you not watch? Me and Allison just finished Yellowstone like a month ago.
Good show though.
Okay, great show. Yeah. It was a great show, but like I'm 6 years behind everybody or whatever it is, right? They're on all these different series, and I'm just now catching up because again. For me, I would rather go have this conversation with Elena.
Yeah.
I'd rather spend this hour having a conversation with her than watching TV. I would rather mentor one of my salespeople that are really struggling out there. I'd rather listen to a podcast that's making me better. I would rather do a book on tape that I feel I'm actually learning something, or reach out to my family or my friends. I would rather use that time. Now, again, there's no judgment whatsoever. I still watch plenty of TV and those type of things, but you're absolutely right. It's what you suck into, what gets burned into your brain every single day ends up becoming you. And you got to separate yourself from all that drama. And to her point earlier of why people get into it, don't be that person. Use that energy for good. It's easy
to get into it.
Yeah.
And so do you want to work
It's a quick fix to get you out of boredom. It's to let all of our ADD or kick our ADD focus on someone else's nonsense.
Yeah.
So.
And I always think about it because there's that show, the Mormon TikTok moms or whatever, Mom Talk.
Yeah, that sounds right. Yeah.
I was like, what's up, dude?
Right. The good thing is we're wrapping up, so right? It's going to be more perfect timing.
But there's that show, and it's like they're going on their third season, I think. And I'm like, how is the show of these young 20-year-olds, which every episode is all about drama, them fighting, now them cheating and all this stuff.
Because drama sells.
And now we're on season 3.
Yeah,
and I said, because
sells.
it's a success. Why is it a success? Because our world craves drama.
Yes.
And imagine what kind of world we'd be in if we let go of that, you know?
And you actually had real connections and met real people and had real experiences and you had real conversations and you sat with someone that walked down the path that you're on and asked them for advice. And you there's so much, there's not enough value placed on those type of things. There's too much value placed on technology, convenience, youth, all those things because and I'm guilty of it as much as anybody else, right? It's TV's on, goes to a commercial, you pick up your phone. I don't want to watch commercials. I can catch up on social media. I can catch up on TikTok Reels. I can catch up on Facebook. All those things, you just get gravitated to all these things all the time. And it's because our minds are just going, okay, I'm bored. I'm sitting here doing nothing. How do I fill the time? How do I feel the time rather than how can I change how I fill my time?
Let your revenge be your peace and your happiness.
Yeah. And guys, for the love of God, stay away from the drama. It's not going to do you any good.
God is shining on me right now for those watching the video. The sun just came out. Preach it, Elena, preach it.
Yeah, that's exactly what he's saying. He's saying, share the word, girl. Share the word. But anyway, it was a great episode, great topic to talk about. And to everybody that continues to like us, share us, follow up with us, text us.
Your Christmas card is in the mail.
We couldn't be more grateful. Lena and I, we are grateful people. We start our day both praying and we have and thanking for God's grace for the things that we have. And when you start your day with gratitude, other things fall into place for you. And go all in on gratitude, not the drama.
Yeah, go get you a high noon or a good puzzle and enjoy your weekend.
And enjoy your weekend, guys. And we'll catch you guys on the next episode. So thank you. Take care.